Hi, it's Jonetta from Jonetta Moyo Unlimited, and welcome to day 5 of the countdown to commitment. I am so glad that you've made it this far, and I really hope that this process has been a good one for you. I have been determined to get through this process with my scratchy voice, so I hope that you all haven't minded too much having to deal with me and my cold, but we're persevering, and we've made it to day 5, and I'm so happy to have actually been able to do that, because there was one point when I thought I might have to just send out a message on Facebook and through email using written words, and I definitely think this is a little more personal. So, day 5, what a journey we've been on. The last 4 days you've really had an opportunity, I hope, to connect with yourself and to really think about who you are right now, and I hope that you really did think about some of the great qualities that you possess, and you wrote those down, and I hope that you'll spend some time throughout this next year looking back over those things and just remembering some of the great things about who you are. You also looked a little bit into the future and talked about who you wanted to become as a person, and I hope you really got serious, dug deep, were very honest with yourself, and wrote down those things that are very important to you and who you want to become in the future. And then you were able to think about some of the changes that were going to have to take place in order for you to become that person. And I wanted you to be proactive and think about how you were going to hold yourself accountable. And you also were really able to think about what it was going to feel like, and to look in the mirror and see who you were and how that made you feel when you make that commitment and you follow through and you become that person that you truly want to be. So hopefully, again, that this process has been great for you. And I talked with a couple of friends early on in the process, and we chatted about why writing down this process and making the commitment and actually writing it down is very important. And of course, journaling is one of the tools that I use on a day-to-day basis. I use it a lot with my coaching clients, and I use it in my personal life as well, really thinking about moving forward. And that's really what my practice is about. It's about not using journaling so much to think about what's happened to you in the past, but really about moving forward and looking towards the future and accomplishing some of the things that are important to you. And when I think about journaling, and I shared with my friends earlier this week why writing it down was so important, for me, the head, heart, and hand connection is very, it's very important. It's very in sync. And I know some people journal by typing on a computer, and that may work fine for others. But for me, that connection, head, heart, and hand, it really just goes well together, and it causes you to stop in time. And when you're writing pen to paper, it's a completely different experience. And journaling, there's so many ways that journaling can help you, and there's so many journaling benefits. But particularly for this countdown, and for you making this commitment, journaling just really slows things down. We have about 60,000 thoughts every single day. Yes, 60,000 thoughts. And we think about 1,000 words per minute. And when you actually stop and journal and write things down, that slows your thought process down to about 100 words per minute. And so that's really significant in terms of you taking time to think about where you want to go, who you want to be, things that you want to accomplish. And journaling really gives you that opportunity to slow down and think about it. I also feel that it's very important that when you're writing things down, that you're really creating an intention, stronger than just saying it or just thinking it. You're putting those thoughts, you're putting what's in your heart down on paper, and you're really, in a sense, beginning your commitment by simply writing it down and stating that it is truly an intention of yours. And of course, it's always very beneficial for you to write things down, because it can help you when you get off track, because all of us get off track, and it's very important for us to go back and look at, what did we commit to? What did we say that we wanted to do? What did I say were some of the ways I was going to hold myself accountable? What are some of those changes that I said I needed to make? Because a few months from now, things are going to happen to you. It happens to everybody, whether it's good things or not so great things. And it's going to get you off track a little bit. And it's going to be helpful for you to go back to what you've written over the last 4 days and really be able to use that to support yourself in following through on this commitment. So I just wanted to share with you why journaling is an important part of this process. And I do think there's some other things that you can do. We'll talk a little bit more about accountability. There is going to be another video tomorrow. We're going to do a wrap-up video. So we'll definitely discuss some of those things further. But for day 5, it is time for you to write your statement of commitment. And let me make sure I clarify that. I said statements as in plural. I don't want you to just write one long narrative of all the changes that you want to make and all of the things that you want to become. I want you to make very succinct and concise statements about the commitment that you are making. So, for instance, I want you to start with these words: I commit to, and then you fill in the blank. So I want you to do something, for example, I commit to expressing myself in a positive way. I commit to having a stronger connection to my spirituality. I commit to taking time for myself. Whatever it is that you have said, that you've written about, that you said that you want for next year for yourself, the person that you truly want to be, I want you to trim it down into making some very concise commitment statements. And again, I don't want this to be 3 things in one sentence. I want 1 commitment per sentence. And that's going to be very important as we go throughout the year. I want you to be able to zone right in to what your commitment was. I don't want you to have to read through or think twice about it. I want you to be very definitive. So for today's exercise, I want you to write your statements of commitment, and again, go back and look at what you've thought about and the person that you want to be, and be very specific and have fun with this. Be honest with yourself. This is a time to really do it. This is a time to really say specifically what you want for yourself, the kind of growth you want to experience. All right, so get to it. And again, we're going to have a wrap-up video for tomorrow. So technically it'll be a day 6. But have a great time with day 5 assignment. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.